Hey guys, hope everyone's well. It's about 3:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna try to talk loud enough so you can hear me, but not wake up the entire house and my neighbors. I'm a little bit out of breath. Just did a good weight training workout, but I wanted to share some things with you guys. Number one, yesterday was my first day of virtual teaching, and it felt great. It wasn't quite the same as being in the classroom, but it still felt good. For the two classes that had phys ed yesterday, not everyone did the assignment. So if you forgot, go back and do it because I can see who did it, who didn't. So yeah, I don't know about that. Also, a bunch of students are not signed up for the virtual classroom. I don't know if you did not get the codes. I asked the teachers to resend them, but if you know someone in your class who's not signed up, get them in there. There's about 550 students, and by last count, I think I've had about 120 signed up. So I'm missing a lot. So I want those kids in my classroom because you're supposed to be having your virtual phys ed. I had an experience yesterday involving a student, and her class was not scheduled for phys ed, and the video I had yesterday, I made it just for the classes who were scheduled for phys ed. And I posted it in all the classrooms, but didn't make it available. And the student left a comment like, Mr. Fisher, I can't see the video. And I replied, well, you're not scheduled for phys ed today, you're scheduled on Thursday. And then after that, I had a little thought. I'm like, wait a minute. This kid wanted to learn. And I prevented her from doing that by not making the content available. A teacher stopped a kid from learning. And when I have moments like that, I just kind of shake my head at myself. Don't always make the best decisions. So number one, that won't happen again. But it also kind of got me thinking. I have you guys once a week. That's only about 6 or 7 videos or weeks until the school year ends. I can make a lot more content than that. As far as the phys ed stuff, now I've been teaching for 16 years, have a master's degree from the College of New Jersey, have been doing weight training and fitness stuff for 25 years. I have a lot of knowledge to share. I always say to you guys, I wish we could have a phys ed class and a health class in the same day. And with the way the schedule is, there's not enough time in the day. Unless you want to go to school till 7 o'clock at night, which I wouldn't mind, but I bet a lot of you would, so that's not going to happen. But I realize with my virtual classroom that's kind of linked to my YouTube page, right now I'm doing it because I'm not in the classroom. Well, eventually we will be back in the classroom, but so instead of having this, as your education, I could use it to supplement your education, where we do our stuff in the classroom, and then I still have this where I can teach you everything I want to teach you, and it will not be a requirement for you to see it, but if somebody wants to learn, the information will be there. I've told you guys before, in my youth, I did a lot of dumb things. As a high school kid, so older than you guys, I wanted to be a college football player, which I kind of accomplished eventually. But so I was lifting weights and then eating like grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly and stuff. And yeah, not the best thing, but I didn't have an older person to really show me what to eat or how to exercise or don't do this, do this. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way. So my hope is I'm going to build up this virtual classroom and just eventually have it a wealth of information that you guys can use. Last April, so April of 2019, we had one of our report card nights. And a former student came back specifically to see me. And he said, Mr. Fisher, I've put on a couple bad pounds, some bad weight. What can I do to burn off the fat? And on one hand, I felt honored because this kid's in high school. He has his high school phys ed teachers, but he came back to see me. So to me, that's like the highest praise, highest compliment you can get. And I gave him 20 minutes and I told him everything I knew about fat loss that I could fit in those 20 minutes. And I was thinking yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I know a lot of stuff. I could demonstrate a lot of great workouts, put a lot of content up there, so that you guys, even if it's 2 years from now, you graduated, you're in high school, you can look back and say, okay, I want to lose some weight, I want to do this. Or maybe one of you guys, I know a lot of you guys like soccer, you can get a scholarship for soccer, absolutely. So put in some videos on strength training or, performance, training, agility training, plyometrics. So, no, I have big plans for this. I told this to my girlfriend yesterday, Andrea, and she kind of laughed at me. And I was a little bit offended by that. But I remembered, every great journey, it starts with a single step. There was a time in my life when I decided, you know what, I want to try and write a book. Not anything about nutrition or fitness, just a fantasy Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones book. So, I got my computer, I started typing. One page became 2, became 3, and eventually, we got book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5 is on the way. Will probably be here in about a month or so, but you gotta start somewhere. So I do want to build up this page and have this be the best virtual classroom. There's a dog next to me. Enzo decided to come over and say hi. Have this be the best virtual classroom, not just in the district, in the state. That this can be a model classroom, and that school-age phys ed and health program will eventually be used as an example of what you can do, especially when we're back in the classroom. And this can supplement it. And I really think we can do something special here. Some of you have already subscribed to the YouTube page. I did not even know that was possible. I can't see who did it. The 7 of you. If you want to subscribe, I'll be putting a lot more content out there. For your actual phys ed virtual class, that will be linked and you'll have an assignment. Other content I'm going to put out just for your education. I'm gearing this towards my students because they are where my loyalties are, but anyone who's interested in fitness, nutrition, fat loss, you're welcome to view the page. I'm making everything public. This is going to be a very PG page. I will treat it like a classroom. The language will be absolutely appropriate. It will not be like some of these other YouTube people who are saying things and doing antics for views and stuff. This is purely about education. So again, I hope this is well for my students. I assume you're sleeping right now. I like to get up early and start the day. I got up at 1 today, great workout. Just had an amazing breakfast, a whey protein shake, 2 bananas, 2 kiwis, a whole bunch of carrots. There's a pineapple right behind me that has my name on it in a couple hours. But great start to a Tuesday. So again, for my students, if you guys know of people who are not signed up with the virtual phys ed classroom, say they're in your class, get them in. If they're having trouble getting online or something, I'm sure between me, we can work something out. There's got to be a way to get them a Chromebook, the technology. But if they're not logging into school, that means they're also missing literacy, math, everything. And school is critical. Take it from me. As a kid, I struggled in math, and I avoided it. And then when I took the SATs, I did really poorly. And I was almost lucky to get into college because I could tackle a guy with the football. That helped. So you guys you need your education. Go ahead and tell people about this page. Anyone who wants fitness information, health information, I plan to cover a bunch of foods, the benefits of fruits, because believe it or not, fruits are getting like a bad rap now. People are, and this is YouTube people with like 1 million subscribers. They're telling people like fruit's bad for you. So I gotta stop that nonsense. Go over some of the benefits of vegetables, actually break down the nutrients, stuff I really wanted to do in the classroom, but so many limited health classes. I have a curriculum to follow. You gotta do the basics. One thing I want to cover is I never taught you guys CPR this year. That's something I always cover, and I thought I'd do it right before spring break. Obviously, things didn't work out, so I do want to put on some CPR and first aid training. That kind of stuff does save lives. Before I go again, I miss you all tremendously. For my students, I think about you guys all the times. I refer to you as my kids. I don't have kids of my own. You guys are my kids. Some of you I've known since I believe kindergarten. Please be safe. I think about the world today, and I was reading an article yesterday about a bunch of kids in New York were having these like crazy symptoms that they believe is related to COVID-19. So for you guys, please use proper judgment. This is not the time to be young and foolish. This is the time to be responsible. Okay, hope you guys have a great school day today. For anyone who has phys ed, again, I will be there with the Google Meet. You will not have a video of me, but I will be there. And I hope you're learning a lot from these videos, and we'll see each other again. Okay, have a great day, guys.